Hello everybody, Alan Jenks here. I don't normally do this type of video because I don't generally pick up enough games to make it seem worthwhile, but in the past month I've actually picked up quite a few games, so I'm doing a pickups video to kind of go over everything that I have gotten in the past month. Went up and did a road trip up to New Jersey and met up with Jonathan Poland. He showed me his local retro game store, and I picked up some things up there that I didn't have, and ended up picking up a lot of games from him in trade that I didn't have, of course, too. So I've actually got quite a few games. So let's get started. I've been meaning to do this video for a few weeks here, but I've also been preparing to move, and has been a little bit hectic here. But tonight I have to pack up all my games behind me here, so I figured this is probably the last chance I have to do this video before the move. So as good as time of any. So let's get started. I'm going to start with some of the trades that I made, actually, because I picked up this beast right here. The original Xbox. I have not owned one of these before, actually. I had a 360. It got stolen when my house got robbed a few months back. That was pretty much all they took. Go figure. Yeah, so in addition to that, I got a little, essentially like a starter pack of games in trade with from Jonathan Poland. We've got some pretty good ones here. We got Platinum Hits, Max Payne, Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. I haven't really played the Max Payne series, but my wife has in the past, and she likes it, so, you know, I'm sure one of us will play it eventually. And I've also got Medal of Honor Frontline, Sega GT 2002. This one I'm actually kind of excited to play. I still haven't had a chance to really play any of these yet, but Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I always liked the original on PC. Graphics were amazing back then. Then we've got Splinter Cell Stealth Action Redefined. I guess that's just Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. I didn't even know this existed, but apparently it does. Rygar for PS2. Got this in my extra Video Games Monthly box, Zombie U for Wii U. It was a wish list. Also got this from Jonathan Poland, Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut for Wii U. Blinks, the Time Sweeper for Xbox. Bruce Lee, Quest of the Dragon. I always try to say Quest for the Dragon for some reason. Still digging through this bag here. Okay, we've also, I'm sure I'll get great use out of this one or trade it. Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix. Gun. And this one I've never owned. I've only really ever played 2 and 3, but I'm excited to have 1. Halo. Nice shiny cover art there. I think there's one more in this bag down here. Hitman 2, Platinum Hits. So, like I said, quite a bit of a starter pack for the original Xbox, and a couple Wii U and a PS2 game in there. So, that's basically, aside from Zombie U, that was what I got in trade with Jonathan. Now, I also got, he gave me a couple other items here. Let's see. He had some duplicates, and I was more than happy to take them off his hands. He had Home Alone 2, Super Nintendo, Mario Paint for Super Nintendo. I've had the mouse for about a year now and no games that actually play on it. So that'll be cool. And then I got this in my extra Video Games Monthly box when I was up there too. Wario's Woods. Wish list item. This was also in the extra box, Chrono Cross. If you saw my video, you saw that. Very exciting. And I got this in my, I think in my March box. Yeah, Warlock for Super Nintendo, so that one's pretty cool. This I got in trade from Captain Algebra. He forgot to mark it on his list, and Video Games Monthly sent him a sealed copy of it. And I traded him, I don't remember what I traded him for, like Mario vs. Donkey Kong or something like that on Game Boy Advance. That was a pretty good trade. I also got, I believe this was in, I don't remember where I got this. This was in one of my Video Games Monthly box, Test Drive Le Mans. I think this was in my March box. It's been a while. It's been like weeks. Star Force for NES, and Frogger for PS1. Let's see, I think that's pretty much all except for this giant amount of NES games that I've picked up. So, I'll just start from this stack over here. These are the ones I like to focus on the most anyway. So, picked up a few cheap ones from the local game store. We got baseball, golf, tennis, games I was surprised I didn't actually have, so why not buy two get one, right? Picked up a couple of these at the flea market here. We've got the Little Mermaid, which is one of the movie titles I'm going after. This was in the $5 bin. Jackal. Now this is one of the LJN games I'm trying to go for. Normally on a label like this, I would pass. Not horrible though. You can still read everything. Manny Espinosa used to own this one, but we'll try to get that name out of there. You know, for $3, I'm not going to argue with it, right? So that's another LJN game. On the LJN stack up here. Another dollar bin one. Dash Galaxy and the Alien Asylum. Never played it, but it always looked pretty cool. Another LJN game I picked up, The Punisher. Now this one's actually in really nice condition, aside from a little bit of writing on the back, but that'll come off with some alcohol. So we got another LJN game off the list. This one I'd never heard of before, but it looked pretty cool, and it was pretty cheap at the flea market. So The Immortal kind of looks basically like a cross between Solomon's Key and maybe Solstice. I don't know. It's pretty cool though, and the cover art is really what got me there. So, you know. All right, moving on to this stack over here. Now this is one of the ones I picked up in New Jersey at the local game shop. Breakthrough, not a good game to have. This also came from that shop, Raid on Bungling Bay. I have this on Famicom, but now I have it on actual NES as well. I don't think there's... It's actually in English on Famicom anyway. There's like 3 words. I got this at the local shop in New Jersey, Castle Quest. Also from New Jersey, 720. Nice skateboarding game. Got this in the extra box up in New Jersey, Final Fantasy. Definite top wish list item. I'm glad I own it now. I was embarrassed not to. And I got this at the New Jersey game shop, Legendary Wings. There is still more going on here. This is why I did this video. Actually show off that I got a bunch of games for once. This was another one in trade from Captain Algebra. He's such a good sport in our race for the LJN titles. He actually traded me a duplicate that he got. So this one is another one crossed off the list. Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventure. Not the greatest game in the world, but actually not too bad. Another LJN game I picked up. I saw it at one local game store, and they wanted $30 for it, and the label was absolute crap. And I asked them, am I missing something? Is there a Famicom adapter in here somewhere? No, they just overpriced. So I knew it was across town at my other video game shop that I actually frequent that usually has good prices, and they had it for $10.99, and I had a $5 off point bonus, so I paid $6 for this. Thrilla Safari. It's got a little bit of label damage here. It just says Thrilla, which kind of, whatever, you know, I'm not great on, I like labels to be nice, but off the list. Hard to, actually every copy of this I've found has had the same damage, so I don't know if it's a production issue, like cheap materials, what, but you know, for the price, you can't beat it. And again, off the LJN list. Another one I got in New Jersey, which is an LJN game, Pictionary. Actually, pretty cool game. I thought it was just going to be kind of lame, but it's got a lot of mini games in it, so it's actually pretty entertaining. Got this one at the flea market here, another dollar bin game that I got a really good deal on. It says $9.99 on the back, but I didn't pay that. Twin Cobra. Running out of places to put these things. Another one I picked up for my LJN list here, and again, the label's not in the greatest condition, but it's the best one I've found so far. WrestleMania Challenge. Not a great game by any means, but it's part of the LJN list, so I got it. Not the worst wrestling game on the list, though. This one I didn't actually pick up. I upgraded, and it got a good deal, free. I had 8 Eyes before, but it had stickers all over the front of it and on the side of it, and local game shop just had a better copy, and they let me trade it out because I'm cool, and they like me. So that's good. So 8 Eyes. Now this one, here, this is, right now out of my pickups in the last month, this is actually my favorite because I personalized it. This is an LJN game that I got, and I got it for free because the label was basically gone. Had a little tiny strip right here, said Wolver, and then you look on the front and everything was gone. It was gray with some white sticker with no picture left on it. I cleaned it up. Apparently the image does not exist anywhere on the interwebs. I can't talk. It doesn't exist on the internet, so I had to Photoshop my own label out of pictures of the cartridge, and I think I did a pretty decent job because it's hard to tell that is a reprogrammed label here, Wolverine, and for free you can't beat that. So awesome. Another LJN game off the list. I'm up to 21, by the way, out of 26, so I have 5 left. Captain Algebra apparently has 4 left as of his last post, so he's 1 game ahead of me, but we'll see. There's a convention coming up next month. He's got a convention coming up next month, or May, or something like that in his area. So it will be a race. It'll be a close one. I got 3 more here. Again, pretty cheap ones, but you know, when you notice you have a $2 game missing from your inventory, may as well, right? This was on my NES Essentials wish list, so bases loaded. I had Season 2, but this is the first one, and you know, again, not the best baseball game in the world, but certainly not the worst. Got another one, again, one of those cheap games you're just like, well, that's actually pretty fun. Wheel of Fortune. Picked that up from the local game store. And one more, again, one of these games, it's not too expensive, but it's really good to have in your library, Hoops for NES. So, that's it. I think that's actually plenty. I honestly have a feeling I'm missing something somewhere, but I've got stacks of games everywhere from the last month, and I think I did pretty good, actually, because part of it was vacation funds, and part of it was just cheap, so I will always take cheap or free games. I'm never going to argue with those. But that's what I got this past month. I think I did pretty well. 5 left on the LJN list, and we'll see who wins. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.